Lord of the Rings Online is one of the biggest MMORPGs ever made. After many successful years of expansions and additions, the game can get even more massive and overwhelming. Fortunately, Lotro has a fantastic filter system built into the game. These are 5 tips on how to use the in-game filter system to clean up your quests, to clean up your bag storage, and the sounds that you hear. Okay, so our first tip is just showing you where the filter system is. It's not always easily discovered or intuitive. So if you go down here to the little arrow that points up, past Systems menu, you click that, there's a drop-up window of a bunch of things. At the very, very bottom, you have filters. You can also hit Alt plus R. So if you bring up your filters menu, here's your filters, and you have 3 panels. You have loot, you have quests, and you have sounds. Now we're going to break down all 3 of these and why these are really helpful and important. Okay, so going back to your panels, and your filters, selecting that, we have the loot menu. So this is really helpful because a lot of times you'll be questing and you will get junk items if you're a higher level and you don't want continuous junk items, ingredient scrolls, or the worst one is there's like a chest that you get a ton of them. I don't actually have any on this character right now. And in order to open that chest, you have to buy Lotro in-game keys, and it's really expensive and it's not worth it. So the way you use the loot thing is if there's anything that you're getting on your character that you don't like and it's really annoying, of course you can sell stuff, you can delete it. But this loot filter is what, if you drag and drop, see, I get a lot of these scrolls. I don't usually use these, especially at lower level. It's not really that helpful. If you drag and drop the item you don't want and you put it right here in the filtered tab, now, whenever you're out there questing, while this is on your character, you will no longer have this thing show up in your bags. So that works with pretty much anything. So say I'm getting task items to increase my reputation with Cardinal or North Downs, like this right here. And I have gotten to my reputation limit and I don't want to continue to get this. I can also drag these items over here and I'm no longer going to get them. So that's a great way to just like not be completely spammed by tons of loot. So again, fill in the blank with anything, you know, like this dusky wing right here, tough branches. You can really fill those out. And the cool thing too is you can also just, if you're not wanting this to continue or you made a mistake, you can just drag it off the panel. So this is how you would filter out loot in the game. Okay, our third tip in using the filter system is using it for your account wide. So say you're getting something like this, the Greater Celebrant Salve. You get a lot of these like potions just from looting whatever. I could drop it into this, and this filter would no longer allow this particular character, which is a captain, to get that item. So that's helpful, but you can also drag it over here to account. And that means every character I have on this account will no longer be getting this trash item in their inventory. That's very helpful because you get those like black key chests all the time, and it's kind of a gimmick for you to buy the keys on the Lotro store, which costs money. It just takes up tons of space, and you have to individually drag and drop them out when you don't want to use them. So if you use the account-wide filter, say I don't want to deal with these scrolls, these Taylor scrolls, I can drop all these things that I don't like seeing continuously in my bag and put them in the filter for account, and then I won't get these on any of my characters. Alright, another tip in using the filter system on the second one down, quests. So if I pull this up, I don't have anything filtered right now. You will get these quest action thing right here. If you click this, look at all these I got on my level 105. Now this guy is in Minas Tirith. You will get tons of these as you play. Some of them can be helpful because they introduce you to the new area. See, I have a lot of Gondor ones. Some of them are really, really annoying. Like the task at hand, some of these you actually don't want to filter out. I'm going to accept that. But like the war effort one, this one's always kind of annoying. So what you can do with this, if you're seeing a lot of these pop-ups and they're annoying, you can drag... Oh, you select the quest, right? You bring it up right here. You can spread it out. So right here at the bottom of your quest panel that you're selected, you can right here filter this to your character, or filter this to all characters. So I could click this, and right now it's on the filter panel of quests. So that quest right here, like the war effort, will not show up on this character anymore. So the other thing I can do is say, like Wildermore. I've already passed Wildermore. That's in Rohan. That's like level 80-ish. Already passed that. I'm level 105. I'm in Minas Tirith. So if I click this, it's like, hey, on this character, it doesn't make sense for me to see this anymore because I'm way past that. It's level 85. I'm going to put that in here so I don't see that anymore. But in cases of where I don't really want to see it on any of my characters, back on this quest panel, that war effort one I always see, I can drag it back off. And then it would show back up here if I made a mistake. Keep that in mind. If you make a mistake, you don't want that to continue. Say this level 35, True Thieves. I'm not even sure what this is. I can put this in all my characters. So now every character that I log into that I have now or later will not see these pop-up quests all the time. Just be mindful that whatever quest you put in here, you might actually need sometime. So say if it's like, hey, the introduction to Central Gondor, you probably don't want to do that for all characters because you might get to level 100 and have a dwarf guardian or something and want that quest. But if you're a level 120 elf hunter, you don't need to be seeing this, right? So you could put this in your individual character, but not for all characters. So hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of complicated, but it is really helpful once you understand the functionality of it. All right, another tip we have on using the filter system is sounds, and this is what I use most of all. So if you go back to your filter panel on the very bottom, you have recently played, filtered, and filtered account. Okay, so the way this works is this is like a listening device. So if you hit record, the game will listen to all the audio sounds happening. And if you hit, it'll give you a prompt to hit stop. You'll have a list of everything the game heard over here, and you can drag that sound over into the filter or over into the account wide. So the reason why I use this a lot is this guy is a captain. There are some classes in Lord of the Rings Online, the captain, the warden, and the minstrel. They have these calls and cries that happen all the time when you're just like in your regular ability rotation, and I find those to be extremely aggravating sounds. So this game has just a great built-in way of taking those sounds and eliminating them. Sometimes this crow thing over here will make a weird sound too. So this is good for anything your character is doing that sounds annoying to you, or anything in the world like wolf howls, crows, crabine, I guess. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by this. So we're gonna hit record. Okay, and then hit stop. You hear that yell? Ah. So I hit stop for just a second, and this is pretty cool. This is all the sounds that happened in that split second. So if we scroll through punch leather, challenge male scream. That's the sound that we heard that he went, ah. Now, you can imagine if you're going to play 150 levels, so you're probably going to use that ability like multiple thousands of times, you're going to hear that scream. So I'm going to drag that over to filtered. Okay, now I'm going to hit clear. I'm going to try it again, because keep in mind, if you're trying to filter out the screams or calls of a class, I think there's 4 or 5 different presets. So we're going to hit record again, and we're going to hit attack again. See, that was a different one. Okay, challenge force, challenge right here. See this? Challenge male scream. I'm going to drop that over. I'm going to clear again. Now I'm going to hit record and do it again. That was another scream. Okay, so challenge male scream. So you see challenge male scream 1, 2, and 3. Alright, we're going to hit clear. Do that again. See if we get another one. See, he didn't do it that time. So now I've effectively eliminated the audio file from playing in the game. It seems pretty complicated, but it's a really, really helpful tool. So let's do this rotation again, see if I hear any screams. Nope. Nope. Yeah, so that's I've narrowed down the 3 male challenging screams, and I've put them in filtered. So the other thing you can do, say those are just kind of annoying, and I don't want to hear them any other time on any other character, I could drag them over here to account, and I wouldn't hear those sounds on any character I log into. So that's a really awesome tool. I've never come across this in any other MMORPG where you can actually filter out things that are annoying. So this works with, say it's music, in-game environment, waterfalls. If I go outside, you can even do it with your riding mounts. I know there are some mounts in the game, like there's the Christmas mounts that have like jingle bells. Those can be kind of irritating. So if you do the same principle with a mount, hear the riding sound. It's not real loud on this guy, but it's like hoofs on the ground. If I do this with a mount even, hit record, stop, right there, NPC horse footsteps. I can drag this into my filters. So if there's like a waterfall sound, if there's a weird mount sound, if there's a weird animal sound, you just go to your filters, hit record, figure out what audio file is being played, and then drag that into filtered, and you won't hear that anymore. That's just a really, really awesome tool that Lord of the Rings Online has.